Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a massive SA20 showdown, the Durban Super Giants versus the Joburg Super Kings. And let me tell you, this is way more than just a game. We're talking momentum, revenge, and some serious strategy.
Okay, so the context here is everything. You gotta know this isn't their first rodeo this season. In fact, in the reverse fixture, JSK went into DSG's backyard and absolutely hammered them. That little fact sets the stage for a very, very tense game this time around.
And boom, there's your storyline right there. Durban is out for blood, you know? They need to prove that last loss was just a fluke. But Joburg, they want to make a statement. They want to show everyone that win was the real deal, and they are the dominant force. It's a classic.
So, who are the players we need to keep an eye on? Let's get into the probable starting teams for this clash.
Man, you look at the DSG side, and it is just loaded with international superstars. I mean, you've got Conway, Williamson, Butler. These are absolute giants of the game. But then you look over at JSK, and they're led by the brilliant cricket mind of Faf du Plessis. He's got his team running like a well-oiled machine. This is where the battle really begins, on the team sheet.
All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty, the tale of the tape. This is where we figure out where the game is going to be won and lost, breaking it down piece by piece.
First up, batting. Now, on paper, DSG has the bigger names, no doubt about it. But as we've seen, that lineup can be a bit of a house of cards. Fragile, you know? It can all come tumbling down under pressure. JSK, on the other hand, they are balanced, they're flexible, and they've got real batters all the way down to number 8. That kind of depth, it gives them a serious advantage.
Now, when we look at the bowling, the difference is even bigger. Yeah, DSK has some decent spinners, but they've got a huge problem at the end of an innings. No proven death-over specialist. And in T20, that can kill you. JSK's attack, though, is the whole package. They've got guys for the power play, spinners to control the middle, and killers for the death-overs. The edge here isn't just an edge, it's a clear one.
And this brings us to team balance, which really comes down to the all-rounders. DSG is kind of banking on just one or two guys to do it all, but JSK, they have a trio of all-rounders that gives their captains so many more options. It means they can adapt to whatever the game throws at them. It's all about that flexibility.
And finally, leadership. This is huge. Look, Aiden Markram is a fine captain, but Faf du Plessis, he's considered one of the sharpest T20 captains on the planet. He's proactive, he's cool as a cucumber, and his team plays like it. In a pressure cooker game like this one, that mental edge, well, that's often what separates the winner from the loser.
So, after going through every single department, a very, very clear picture is starting to emerge, isn't it? Let's see what this all means for the final prediction.
I mean, we just saw JSK win the head-to-head in batting, bowling, team balance, and leadership. That's a clean sweep. It doesn't get more decisive than that. So the big question is, how does that translate into a hard number? What's the final verdict?
And there it is. The numbers are pretty stark. Based on our deep dive, the Joburg Super Kings have a whopping 68% chance of winning this game. The Super Giants are left with just a 32% chance, making them the definite underdogs.
And remember, this isn't just a number pulled out of thin air. It's built on solid reasoning. They've got the better bowling attack, the deeper batting lineup, the elite captain, and, of course, that massive psychological edge from winning the last game so easily.
But hang on a second. This is T20 cricket, right? Anything can happen. An upset is always on the cards. So what is that very narrow path to victory for the Durban Super Giants? How can they actually pull this off?
It's going to take a perfect storm, really a three-step miracle. First, one of their star openers has to go nuclear in the power play, just absolutely explode, and put JSK on the back foot immediately. Second, their spinner Noor Ahmed has to have the game of his life and just rip through the JSK middle order. And third, and this might be the most important, they have to cut the head off the snake. They must get Faf and Rasau out early. Because if those two get going, it is probably game over.
So that's what it all comes down to. On one side, you have the data, the momentum, and the better team on paper in the Joburg Super Kings. But on the other, you have a team of superstars, desperate for revenge, who can win a game all by themselves. It's the ultimate test, team strategy versus individual brilliance. Now you know exactly what to look for.